Many of us was pissed the fuck off yesterday after watching the 2020 Fall Talladega race. And even though it's another day, a brand new day, I haven't forgot about it, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys haven't forgotten about it. NASCAR, once again, is being inconsistent when it comes to the yellow line rule, and it fucked up another finish, potential good finish. Look, this rule has been around since 2001 when it debuted in the spring Talladega race, and NASCAR has yet to be consistent when it comes to this yellow line rule. If you're not going to be consistent with it, you might as well just get rid of it, because NASCAR, the only thing they're being really consistent with is being inconsistent. I mean, this yellow line rule has ruined so many finishes over the years. So many finishes. I don't understand why NASCAR would want to put themselves in a spot to where they got to make a hard choice. So in this race, look at this. Denny Hamlin he clearly passes actually four cars. I was going to say two, but four cars to win the race. Clearly went below the yellow line, and the rule clearly states that if you go below the yellow line, no matter what, you will be penalized. NASCAR has always said that. They said they don't care what happens. And this time they try to sit there and claim that, oh, he was avoiding a wreck. Man, they was not wrecking. Was it a close call? Yeah, it was a close call. But it was no wreck though. He was, man, it's so obvious. It's clear as day that he was down below the yellow line, and he passed multiple cars to win the race. Multiple cars. And this is the thing, like, it's time to get rid of this yellow line rule. It's ruining so many finishes. It screws so many drivers over. Like, I look back to the 2008 spring Talladega race when Regan Smith got screwed because Tony Stewart moved Regan Smith. He forced him down to the yellow line, and yet NASCAR penalizes Regan Smith. And that's another thing. Today they was penalizing drivers a lot for forcing people down to the yellow line, which is something that NASCAR for years haven't done until recently. Like, just recently. They rarely do it. And back then you couldn't penalize Tony Stewart for forcing Regan Smith down below the yellow line. Regan Smith should have easily he should have won that race. It shouldn't have been that hard of a call. And this is what I'm talking about. I probably wouldn't even mind the yellow line rule if NASCAR was consistent with it. But they're not consistent with it. If you was consistent with it, I probably wouldn't be having an issue with it right now. But if you're not going to be consistent, get rid of it. And I'm so glad Dale Jr., so glad, and both Dale Jarrett and Dale Jarrett on the broadcast, on national TV, called it out, especially Dale Jr. He said, hey, I got a better idea. How about we just get rid of this rule once and for all? So that way NASCAR won't have to put themselves in a tough spot. The finish won't get ruined, etc., etc. It's more positives to getting rid of this rule than keeping it. And get the fuck out of here with that, oh, it's a safety rule. Man, if it was a safety rule, we wouldn't be seeing as many cars wreck when we go to Superspeedways. If anything, we seen more wrecks during the yellow line era than the pre-yellow line era. They raced without the yellow line at Superspeedways for so many years, and it was really no issues. If anything, ever since y'all implemented it, it's been more wrecks. Then one of the leaders of NASCAR really got the nerve, after the Talladega race happened, I guess somebody asked him, like, how about getting rid of the yellow line rule? And he sits there and say, Scott Miller sit there and say, oh, if we got rid of the yellow line rule, it'll be a mess. So what we got right now isn't a mess? You don't realize what's going on right now? That's what I'm saying, man. Like I try to sit here and give NASCAR credit where credit is due. Like, I just came out with a video not too long ago talking about how the schedule for 2021 looks nice, but it's like every time they got something going for them, it's always one step forward, two steps back. Always. We can't never just have momentum going like straight for a long time. Something always has to happen. And this Talladega race, man, it's a black eye for the sport. You know, I know a lot of people will be sitting there like, oh, you're overreacting, but man, this rule needs to go. This rule needs to go. This yellow line rule is dumb. A lot of people are against it. I don't know how the drivers feel. They usually don't speak out when it comes to this type of thing, but I know if I was a driver, I wouldn't like it either. I mean, you let these guys race. Like, I'm willing to compromise. Like, at least get rid of it with 10 to go. If you get rid of it with 10 to go, I think that's a good compromise. You can keep it in force for like the first 90% of race, but when it comes down to those last 10 laps, you gotta just eliminate it and just let them go like hell. That way the finish won't get ruined. It's on the drivers then. If somebody fucks up and it causes a big wreck, that's on the drivers. And you know, NASCAR, the drivers can't get mad at NASCAR. Like, say for example, Stenhouse goes down to the apron, he's trying to make a move, and he gets to the turn and he slides up the track and causes a big wreck, all because he was still down at the apron. That's on him. Put it in the driver's hands. Don't try to sit there and enforce rules. Then it doesn't put y'all in a spot to where y'all have to make a decision. Why would y'all want to put yourselves in a position to where y'all got to make decisions like that? Y'all got to sit there and think. Not to mention y'all pissing fans off when it comes to this shit. So many finishes have gotten ruined. So many drivers that won shouldn't have won when they went below your line at times. I look at Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s win from 2003, and this is coming from a junior fan. This is coming from a junior fan. He clearly went below your line, but the NASCAR gave him the win anyway. I look back a couple of years ago in the Xfinity race, in the Daytona night race, Justin Haley, he'd even put all four of his tires below your line, but they still penalized him anyway. They've just been so inconsistent with this shit. So it's time to get rid of it. So I had to rant on this, man, because it's like, it's ridiculous. Like I've been wanting this rule going for a long time, since like a decade now. And the backlash is so bad right now that who knows, they might do it. Even though the backlash was pretty bad back in '08, you had social media around, but it wasn't like how it is now. Like everybody's voice is heard now, so who knows, NASCAR might finally make the decision, bite the bullet and say, you know what, fuck it, we're gonna get rid of this rule going forward. Or, like I said, eliminate it with 10 to go. Eliminate it with 10 to go, and I'll be happy with that. I'm pretty sure that's a good compromise. So that's all I got. Let me know what y'all think about the yellow line rule. Do y'all want it gone, or do y'all want it gone with 10 to go, or do y'all want it to stay? Let me know in the comments, and until next time, until the next video, I'll catch y'all. Y'all have a good one. Peace.